Hello, I'm Claire Louise Hay from BeHealing.com, and I've made a new pick a card read for you. This time it's a full love tarot spread, Celtic cross spread. I've made 3 readings here: the crystal, the flower, and the shell. It's timeless reading. Whenever you're getting to it is good, and each of them has a deeper dive as well. So the Celtic cross spread has outcome cards in it. It's those outcome cards that I'm going to reveal, along with the romance decks that I've got here as well in that deeper dive. And so if you're interested in that, after you've seen these video readings, you can book in for one of those. You'll see a link popping up there toward the end of these readings, and a link in the description box and in the comments below. That's where you can also find your timestamps as well to jump ahead to your reading, fast forward to them. And so all you need to do now is take your pick. Which one would you like? Would you like the crystal? This is an amethyst. Would you like, and that's with the Tarot of Mystical Moments there, would you like the flower? Or, and that's with the Lightseer's Tarot, or would you like the shell? With the Muse Tarot there. Take a pick now. Don't forget to click like on this video down there. Leave a comment as well. Helps me out with the YouTube algorithm. If you don't want to share any personal stuff in there, just say hello. Click on the subscribe button along with that notification bell down there to hear more from me. I do 3 of these Love Pick a Card reads a week. If you've got any ideas about what you want me to do, suggestions to do them on, let me know in the comments below. Click on the subscribe button along with that notification bell down there to hear my other stuff as well. I do a daily energy update for the collective, and I go live 3 times a week in my Psychic Cafe show where I give mini reads for donations. So I'd love to see you in there. If you're interested in a mini read, you can find the next show laying in wait on my YouTube channel by clicking Be Healing down there. You can click on set a reminder for that show to come along live. Would love to see you. So, crystal, flower, or shell? Take your pick now, and I will see you in your reading. So if you chose the amethyst crystal along with the Tarot of Mystical Moments, then this one's for you. Crystals, let's do this full Celtic cross spread for your love life. Find out what's going on. Now, there's going to be a deeper dive to this. In the deeper dive, I'm going to reveal the outcome cards from this full Celtic cross spread. I'm also going to be picking out all of my romance cards as well from here to give you much more clarity on all of that as well. So if you're interested in that deeper dive toward the end of this reading, you'll see a link popping up for it up there. There's also a link in the description box and in the comments below. So let's get you some cards out. What is this reading all about? It's about the King of Pentacles. So this is about somebody in your life, romantic interest perhaps, or someone that you should be going for, who has a lot of stability here. They've got their money together. They've got the stuff together, let's put it that way. And yeah, someone who might have leadership qualities as well. They are quite successful, but very stable, a very stable kind of a person. Now, if this isn't your usual type, maybe you need to be going for this type crystals. Anyway, it's all about your King of Pentacles kind of a character, or maybe I'm just hearing that some of you crystals, some of you that have chosen to click on the crystal here you might be in another relationship, or you might be interested in someone else, but you've got someone here who could be really right for you that is a lot more stable than you're used to. So take this as it resonates. Some of you will already be attracted to this one with the stability, and some of you aren't, and you need to be. What is crossing you in this? The Fool. So it's like an inability to make a change, to take a risk. Some of you might need to cut free of another situation, someone that you maybe perhaps have been waiting for that isn't quite right for you because they don't have this stability. It feels to me like some of you have leveled up and you need to actually break for freedom, take a risk. This is what is hindering you, the Fool energy. So it's an unwillingness or an inability to take a risk, to cut yourself free, to go for something new. Now, for some of you, you might be attracted to, but not considering a relationship with, this King of Pentacles character. So even though you've been attracted to them, you could be thinking, they're out of my league, or I'm not sure they'd be right for me, that kind of thing. And I think you do need to take a risk on this person. This could be someone new that's entered your life. Perhaps that you're working with, perhaps that you know through their work. And there's a bit of attraction there. But it feels to me like you've not taken that attraction further, or you're not taking it seriously. And I think this reading is saying, take this one seriously. How do things look on the face of it? How do things appear on the face of it? Well, it's just so unknown. You're not so sure. You see, this is, I think you're counting this person out. I think you're writing this person off and defending yourself against it, making excuses like, well, but I don't think they'd be interested in someone like me, or yeah, they're nice, but I've got my person that I'm waiting for, or something like that. There's something a lot unknown about this, and a definite excuses, defending yourself against that, maybe to your own mind, not to somebody else. I don't feel like anyone else is asking you about it. I'm probably the first person to have brought this person up. You probably haven't even mentioned them to everyone, but it's someone that you've got a slight attraction to, and this is the universe saying, go for this one. It could be a step up, and don't make those excuses. Well, let's see what's behind that. So you're confused about it. You're like unsure with that moon card energy there. That's how it appears on the surface. Like, no, I'm not so sure that person would be right for me. So I won't go there. I won't bother. Now, if you're doing online dating or that kind of thing, it could be someone that you swiped whichever way you say no to. Someone perhaps that you've been chatting to and you're kind of dismissing them. It could just be like a slight fear of raising your game, of getting into a relationship with someone that's going to expect more of you. It could be that. Just watch out for that. So there's this unknown, this moon, this kind of defensiveness with you. What's really behind that is the Ten of Pentacles. So this is the person that could make you really happy, that you can build something with. It's going to give you that solidity, that solid kind of a relationship. Now, some of you crystals I'm hearing have been going for the kind of person who perhaps that can't give you this stuff, that doesn't have the stability, that can't give you the Ten of Pentacles. And you might be more attracted, you might have been more attracted to wounded types, people that appear to have more depth. This person has some depth here, but they also have that structure and that solidity in their life. And I think you might be quite surprised if you give this person a go at just how happy they can make you. Not just in a financial sense, not in just the material sense, and that could be how you're writing them off right now. It's not necessarily true that the deep ones are the messed up ones. You know what I mean? We can think that. I know I used to think that. Like, I used to go for like artists, but not just that, not happy artists that are doing really well, the struggling ones, the pained ones, I used to think that was depth. And now I choose happiness and happy people, and you might be surprised at how deep they can go. It shows someone that's been doing the work on themselves, hey? If they've got themselves to this point of stability, they probably have gone through the depths to get there. And they can go to the places with you in a healthier way that you want to go to than the ones that appear to be your matches might. So what has been in the recent past energy for you crystals? Recent past energy is the Eight of Wands. So you've been communicating with someone. I feel like some of you have been communicating with this one, but you're not really sparked by them yet. We've been talking to people on dating apps or something like that. You've been chatting. Communication has come in. What's coming in the near future? Near future energies for crystals. I think you're being asked to take a chance on this person. It's going to be different, a different kind of relationship, but it feels like you're being told here that it's time to level up now, that you need to be in a relationship that asks more from you and stuff. Seven of Swords is coming in. Deception. I'm going to get another card out about that. Why the Seven of Swords? What is this deception about? The King of Pentacles. I still don't know whether it is the King of Pentacles deceiving or you deceiving yourselves. Can you give me more on this? Who is doing the deception here? Is it crystals? Deceiving themselves, the Knight of Pentacles. Oh, okay. It's you deceiving yourself here. Right, the King of Pentacles. They're not making a move. Right, there's no wands here or cups here. So it's all pentacles, right? The Knight of Pentacles is very slow moving. King of Pentacles. I think you're deceiving yourself here. I think this is what is coming in the energy, is that you're deceiving yourself about this King of Pentacles. Yeah, because this is the female version, right? And you're telling yourself, no, they're not making a move. They don't have the passion there. They're taking it too slowly. They don't really like me. This isn't the one for me. But this is really healthy energy. The Knight of Pentacles is a really healthy energy. Someone taking the time to get to know you. Someone that has got a good life is going to take their time to get to know you, right? Before they let you in. They're not going to just act on passion. They're not just going to do that, quick booty call kind of thing. They're not going to do that. Someone that's got really a lot to offer in relationship, they know that, and they're going to vet people more. They're going to take the time. And so you could be like emotionally reacting and tell yourself all kinds of stories because of the lack of coming forward super fast with passion. And so this could be, say, are you talking to people online here, the ones that are flirting with you and all of that, and send me nudes and all of that kind of stuff? No, I'll be doing that. But the ones that are more full on, they're the ones that are less serious. They really are. And the ones that are taking it more slowly and really getting to know you, it might appear less romantic, it might appear less passionate. It will appear less romantic and less passionate, but they'll be getting to know you as a person. This is the one that can give the most to you, that has the most to offer you in a relationship of all kinds, of the emotion and the passion and everything. They're not going to serve it up on a plate right away, that stuff. You're going to find out whether they want to serve that precious stuff up to you first. So what is this about? All about the King of Pentacles, obviously. This reading. Tell us about what else this reading is about too, guys. What else is this reading about too? It's about the King of Pentacles, and it's about the Three of Cups. So I'm getting choices here. The Three of Cups can be a third party kind of a card. It's also a kind of a party kind of a card. Celebrations and stuff like that, but I'm getting that this is about choices of people kind of thing. And the Three of Cups, it is about a party. It's about you might be more attracted with the people that you're talking to. You might be more attracted to the party types, the ones that just want to have some fun, and they're not the ones that want serious relationships. I know some of you want it to turn into that, because you want it to be fun too, right? Of course we want relationships to be fun. This one isn't coming forward with you straight away with fun. They're coming at you with seriousness. It doesn't mean that they're not going to be fun. This is just someone. When you've got a lot going on, a lot of good stuff going on in your life, you'll know yourself with your own behavior. When you've got a lot of good stuff going on in your life, you're not necessarily having being friendly with everyone that you meet when you're out and bringing them all back to your house for a party. You're not going to do that, right? You're going to be more selective with who you bring in your life, and you're going to be slower. But when we're all young and dumb, when we have hardly anything of value in our lives, we'll invite anyone back. We'll invite anyone into our lives and into our beds and stuff like that. The more value you've got, the slower you're going to be, the more you're going to hold back. And that's what this person is doing. But this to me is showing that you're attracted to the ones that are acting more like teenagers. And this is about kind of you changing your mind about that and becoming more aware of the way somebody acts when they really have something of value to offer in relationships. And again, I'm not talking about material stuff. I'm talking about the whole shebang. When we are holding our energy back, think about when new people come into your life. If you hold your energy back, that's more self-loving thing to do. Hold your energy back, suss them out first, get to know them first, and then open up to them. That's a more self-loving thing to do. A unwise thing to do would just be open up straight away to them without finding out who they are. Let them stay at your house and stuff like that. We wouldn't do that, right? And so it's something about you recognizing healthy behaviors and not being so attracted to, or questioning why you're so attracted to the party kind of choices. Okay, so what are your fears? What are your fears? Crystal's fears in this situation. So you have some fears around this King of Pentacles, do you? Wow, yes you do. Yes you do. You fear a tower moment, it's all going to fall apart. So, wow. Yeah, that's a big fear, that it all goes terribly wrong. Queen of Swords, and that you'll have to cut it out and draw boundaries. Oh. That you'll have to draw boundaries and things with this person. Or that they'll have boundaries with you, it could be that. An Ace of Wands. You could get carried away with this. So you're fearing that it might be a little bit too much for you, maybe too good for you, or too much for you, and it might all fall apart. You might be onto a good thing and then lose it. It might give you false hope. They might cut you out. It might, yeah, that rejection. Rejection, that's what this is. You're fearing rejection from them. So what if you go for this and then it turns into nothing and they kind of laugh at you going, you're not right for me. I don't think they're going to do that at all. You're fearing this, it almost turning into something really big, something passionate. Because what if you lose it? You've got more to lose, right? So if you're going for more, you've got more to lose. You're going for your comfort zone at the moment with this kind of an energy. If you go for better than that, you've got more to lose, and that's what you're fearing. What are your hopes? What are Crystal's hopes? Two of Swords. This is a very interesting card to come up in your hopes, because this is like not knowing what to do. This is almost like hoping to go off a feeling rather than... Swords is about thoughts, right? So you're hoping to not think about this too much. You don't want to have that choice. Your hopes are to be confused. This is like to be confused, not seeing clearly the choice. And so if this is your hope, then you're wanting to just like wing in a prayer, just wanting some magical sign that it's going to be right, rather than you thinking about it and choosing it. Yeah, does that make sense? And the Six of Pentacles, you do hope for reciprocation, right? So you have more to offer than you think. You need to realize that you've got more to offer in a relationship than you think. And I think it's coming up that this person is right for you. At the moment, anyway, they're right for you. And so you have more to offer than... This person isn't out of your league. And I would go for it if I were you. What have you got to lose? Your comfort zone. But I feel like this would be more comfortable for you in the long term. Well, let's get your outcome cards out. And I'll reveal these outcome cards in the deeper dive. I'll be getting all of the romance cards out as well, further for clarification. Oh. Okay. And yeah, for further clarification, we'll get a timeline out on all of this as well. Oh, you might be very surprised by these outcome cards. You got two outcomes here, two outcome cards, not two outcomes. Wow. I'm surprised by that, but this is really good. So if you want to find out what those are, and you want to all of the other cards out as well, to go deeper into this, let's extend this reading if this sounds like you have been talking to someone like that and it could be a viable option for you, even though you're resistant to it at the moment. Let's get you over that, and let's find out when this is going to be too, because this outcome... very surprising. If you're interested in that, I'll pop a link for it up there. There's also a link in the description box and in the comments below. It's 20 Australian dollars, which is about 15 American dollars right now. Type your email address in very carefully, because if you don't get it right, you're not going to receive it. The email might end up in your inbox, but it might end up in your spam, your junk, or your promotions folder if you're on Gmail. Check in those places. In that email, you will see a link to the crystal, to the flower, and to the shell. Click on that crystal on the device where you can open PDFs. In that PDF, amongst other things, you'll see a picture of a video. Now, when you click on the picture of the video, if it doesn't take you to a video right away, just try it on a different device and it will. So there you go. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to click like on this video down there. Leave a comment as well, even if it's just to say, hey. Helps me and my YouTube algorithm out. Click on that subscribe button along with that notification bell down there to hear more from me. I do 3 of these love picker card reads a week. If you've got some ideas of what you want me to do them on, let me know in the comments below. And I also do a daily energy update for the collective as well, every dingle day of the year. And I also do a live show 3 times a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 7 a.m. Bangkok time. Google when that is in your time zone and come along. You can find the next show laying in wait on my YouTube channel by clicking on the Be Healing thing down there. You can click on set a reminder on that show as well to come along. I would love to see you in there. And so if this is where you're leaving me, good luck with all of this. And if you're coming with me to the deeper dive, I'll see you in there very shortly. If you chose the flower and the Light Seers Tarot, then this one's for you. Let's do your full Celtic Cross love spread. And as usual, there's going to be a deeper dive to this. That is an extended reading that goes with it. In the deeper dive, I am going to reveal the outcome cards from this Celtic Cross spread. I will also be pulling cards out from all of these romance decks that I've got to give you more clarity on all of this as well. I'll be getting a timeline for movement forward as well and find out how you might be moving forward if it doesn't come out in this reading itself. And so if you're interested in that, toward the end of this reading, I'll be popping a link for it up here. There's also a link in the description box and in the comments below as well. So what is this reading all about for flowers? It's about the 5 of Wands, which is about competition or practicing something new. And it's also about the 10 of Wands, putting down the burdens. I feel like you guys have been taking on burdens from another relationship. Perhaps someone's not doing so well and you feel bad about leaving them or having left them. And you're kind of taking the burden of responsibility on there from someone in the past is what it feels like. And you need to practice something new now. Yeah. So something feels heavy here, a heavy burden to carry about a relationship. You're feeling bad about it as if there's something that you need to do for them, but you don't. It's up to them. Let's find out more about this. So what is hindering you here? Because that is heavy energies right off the bat. So a heavy relationship, something that is difficult for you, tricky, burdensome, a relationship where you have to make so much effort, but it's because the other person, there's an instability there is what I'm feeling, or they're down or something like that. You feel like you can't abandon them and yet need to stick with it, like you are owing them, or that you've got some kind of a soul contract with them to do that, even though it's not a healthy relationship for you. You're taking the burdens from that. You feel that you need to stay in it. Now I wonder why that is. Do you feel like you have a role to play in rescuing this person or something like that, or perhaps you feel like they've given you a lot in the past, maybe, to do that? I don't know. This could be just a general, for those of you that are single, this could just be a general feeling that you are used to, and you've well practiced in taking on the burdens of the relationship. So you're the one that makes the effort. You're the one that does everything for them. You're the one that takes the emotional burden and perhaps physical burden on the relationships as well. You're the one that does that. You might be getting into a relationship with people that are very selfish as a result. Now, for that doesn't have to be just for singles either. That could be about the relationship that you're in here, or someone that you feel tied to in some kind of a way. It's just well practiced in you to take the burdens on there. And yeah, what is crossing you here? 9 of Swords and 2 of Cups. Anxiety about this. There was a love offer. It feels like there's a love offer from this person, but it causes you anxiety. This is, again, it's that feeling of I have to be in relationship with this person, even though it's causing you anxiety. There's definite burdens here. It's a tricky relationship. You don't have to choose it. You're not tied to this person just because there's a love offer there. 9 of Swords and the 10 of Wands is not good energy. So a love offer came in from this person, and it's almost a feeling of indebted to them. even though it's hard, it's just a hard relationship for you. This is one that any healthy person would just go, no, I'm not having this relationship. It's not meant to be this hard. It's not meant to be so hard on me and not on the other person. Relationships are supposed to be win-win situations, reciprocal. Not a burden on one and allowing the other person to kind of be selfish. And you might not think of them as selfish because if they're in a dark place, like depressed or something like that, or addicted, then you might not think of them as winning in this relationship, but they are. They're taking from this relationship. They're not adding to you and yours and your life. They're burdening you. You're giving a lot to this relationship. You'd be better off by yourself than in this relationship. It causes you anxiety, and maybe you haven't realized that yet. Maybe you're just so practiced in relationships like this where you make all the effort that you're just used to feeling like that in relationships. And it's so alien for you, a feeling of maybe being in a relationship with someone that does a lot for you, or does as much for you as you do for them, that invests in it, invests in the relationship and in you. Someone that does all of this stuff that you're doing for them, someone that does that for you too. An equal, a balanced relationship, a win-win relationship. How do things look on the face of it? Weighing things up. And so I believe that you've been asking, probably while you're watching readings as well. It's like pom-poms everywhere. You've been asking yourself, should I be in this or not? We're weighing things up, deciding, is this good for me, is it not? It's not good for you. I'm telling you, it's not good for you, this relationship. But you have been weighing things up there. It appears on the surface of trying to make a decision on this. What's really behind that? What's really behind that? It appears like you're trying to make a decision on this, weighing up the options. Should you stay with this person? Should you wait for this person? Should you remain in this? What's really behind that is, well, there is this feeling that you think that you've got a soul connection with this person. And why? I wonder why you feel that. You've got a reason for believing that. I don't know why. Because I don't think the universe would give us someone that is not a match to us and expect us to be in relationships with them. So this is your soul connection here, burden. The universe wouldn't do that. The universe works like on the law of attraction, like attracts like. And so it also works on opposites too. You've got an opposite here, someone that doesn't have as much to offer. It's about the Seven of Pentacles. So it's, again, I'm getting this willingness to sort it out, to sort out the environment, to clear up the mess, to help them, to sort them out. There's a feeling of being indebted because of a soul connection here. But Two of Pentacles is that you're weighing it up, you're questioning this. Is this right for me to be in it? Ace of Swords, you've also had another idea as well. And so a part of you, your soul's calling to you saying, don't you think you would like to have a relationship that's good for you? You're having ideas about that too. Hopefully this one wins out and not this one. This is just a practice from the past. Again, similar energies to that Five of Wands. Well, this is what I've always done. This is what my family have always done. We take the burdens on of someone. We pick someone that's kind of messed up and damaged, and we take the burdens on from them. I'm getting not a dark as in a bad energy from your person. I'm getting a depressed, kind of ineffectual, unable to give a lot energy from your person. They don't have a lot to offer, and they're not being selfish because they're vindictive or a bad person or anything like that. They're being selfish because they just don't have much to give because they're hardly holding it together themselves. You're holding them together. Now, someone like that, so this feels like a codependent situation, where you're helping them out, you're enabling them not to do it themselves. And it's like, well, if I'm not doing it, they're going to crash. Well, they will. They'll crash, and then they'll learn, and they'll bounce back from that, and then hopefully they'll heal themselves. We need crashes. Have you noticed? We need crashes in our lives. We need the correct feedback. If we're doing something wrong, imagine if you were, say, with your finances, always getting into debt, but someone was always there to bail you out. Would you ever learn? Or you wouldn't. You would just carry on doing it, right? You carry on doing the wrong thing. Someone keeps on bailing you out, not a problem. But if they realize what's happening, that they're enabling you, and they stop that, then you'd crash. Then you'd get into debt on your credit card or whatever it is, and you'd max that out, and then you'd be like in a bad situation. Then you'd have to learn, and you'd have to start saving and turn it around that way. So that's when you'd learn. And this person can do it themselves, and they will do it themselves, but they will have to crash first. They have to make that choice themselves to pull themselves out of that. It always has to be done by the individual. It can't be done by someone else. So this feeling of responsibility that you've got for this person, it isn't true, and it's not helping them. Maybe that, just knowing that, will help you. So you might want to look into codependency too, and enabling and all of that kind of stuff, to convince yourself of that if this is up in the air. Now, past energies, recent past energies, you have the Three of Swords, heartbreak. It breaks your heart. Just seeing your person go through this, it breaks your heart. The Four of Cups, but you're kind of bored with it too, and you might be beating yourself up because of that as well. It's like, when is it my turn? You know, it can be really hard looking after someone because of this. What's the word I'm looking for? Dichotomy? You feel bad for them, but then you're like, and then you feel bad because you're feeling selfish. Of like, but they've got it really bad. Why am I feeling like I feel like just cut loose? It's because it's out of balance. That's why, you know. So you've had this battle going on in yourself, pulling you in two directions, like the Chariot. So the white horse is this. It's you. Your feelings advocating for yourself, saying this isn't good enough for you. This isn't enough for you. You're not getting anything out of this. Making you feel bad, making you feel bored and over it and frustrated and all of that kind of stuff. That's the white horse. That's the one for you. The one that's advocating for you. The dark horse is that, but look at them, they're poor them, they're a mess, they're in a worse situation than me. I need to put my feelings aside for them because theirs are more powerful, and I need to sacrifice myself for them. That's the energy that you've been in the recent past. It kind of feels like the energy that you've been in, that you are in now, but I don't know. Two of Pentacles, it feels like you're a little bit further out of that, because now you're considering, maybe I don't need to be in this relationship. Still pulled in two directions, but it's not the same. You were beating yourself up in the past for even considering breaking free from them. What's the energy coming in? So the near future energies for flowers. Sorry you're in this, but it is an important lesson to learn. I used to get myself, not exactly in relationships like this, but I do the codependency thing for sure, helping people out and all of that, and I got myself out of that. I don't do it anymore. There is a way out of it. You'll feel so much better. Well, you have two pages here, Page of Swords and Page of Pentacles. So you've got very new energy coming in here. New people, perhaps two new people. Page of Swords and the Page of Pentacles. Page of Swords can be someone that's already noticed you. Page of Pentacles is someone kind of getting in touch with you, offering you something. You've got new energies coming in, so you might want to make a break here, a break for freedom. You could have people interested in you. There would be a welcome break from this heavy energy. This is a lot lighter. Just look at the colors of these cards compared to the colors of these cards. It's like spring, yellows, and minty green. You know, it's spring kind of colors. So it feels like it's new growth, new people, new possibilities available to you coming up. So this reading is all about the 10 of Wands, the burdens, the 5 of Wands, that you're well practiced in taking on all the burdens of a relationship. What's it also about? Wow, the Emperor. This is more the divine masculine. This is someone that can take not all of the responsibility for you. You don't want to flip-flop and go the other way and be complete victim and have someone that will enable you. You want an equal partner. The Emperor is the divine masculine. They are not of the energy of the person that you've got here. Not at all. They sort their own stuff out. They have been through whatever lessons that they need to go through, and they are effectual in their life. You know, they take control of it. And so they're sitting pretty there in control. This is someone that has a lot to offer in relationships, and a lot to offer you in relationships. I'm just worried that you might bounce back and then lean on someone like this from exhaustion from being in a relationship like this. So if you choose someone healthy, you might do the unhealthy thing and not be on top of your stuff and just kind of relax into them, let them take the lead completely, and then they end up enabling you. Possibly. It's a possibility from this heavy energy. We tend to bounce in the opposite direction, right, from that. So you might be seeing the other side of it. Or you might just need to be alone for a while and get yourself to the Empress kind of a energy of being like this, taking good care of yourself, not needing someone else, not being with someone else, not giving your energy away from anyone else until you've used it really well for yourself, so that you can get together with an Emperor and have a healthy relationship. Well, what are your fears? What are your fears? Strange noise. What are your fears? So you fear loss. You're fearing loss here, and I was picking that up from that Two of Cups as well, is that you really fear losing this person. There's something, an emotional attachment that you've got to this person. You're getting something out of it. You're getting not good relationship stuff out of it, but you're getting a feeling of being useful or needed or wanted out of it. It doesn't feel like wanted, it feels like needed this, but yeah. You're fearing losing that you've even got. Fearing kind of having nothing, it all being for nothing, it all going to waste. Perhaps all of the effort that you've put in, it going to waste. It will be wasted, you are wasting it. I'm telling you now, you're going to feel like this because it is a waste. It is a waste of energy. Whenever we're enabling someone, it's a waste of energy. They're not getting good stuff from it. It's not helping. It's not helping them. And so it will be wasted, yes. Your fears will come true there. Your hopes. What are your hopes? What are Flower's hopes? Nice. Ace of Wands, yes. Passionate new start, an exciting new start. A great relationship. It feels to me like you might be hoping that your person here comes out of it, heals themselves, comes out of it, and you can have an exciting new start with them. Becomes a new person and changes completely. They're not going to do that, not in this situation. This person needs to be by themselves and go through their crash, and it might take them a very long time to get into that healing thing and do it for themselves, but they need to stand on their own 2 feet, this person. Or you're hoping for a fresh new start with someone else. This is promising. 2 pages. You do have people coming in or around you that are offering something different to you. There's possibilities. There's options around you, or at least coming in anyway, for that, to have that Ace of Wands with. Well, let's get your outcome cards out. I'm going to reveal these outcome cards in the deeper dive. So if you're interested in that, I'm also going to pull out all of the romance cards as well to get further clarity on this. Let's get you some advice out and your way forward kind of thing. It's just those 2 cards. It's just those 2 cards. So you got 2 outcome cards here. Let's have a look at what they are. Nice. Yes, nice. I like that for you. 2 outcome cards there, very promising. And so if you're interested in seeing those, that reveal, and all of the other cards as well, along with possible timelines for your path forward, then I'll pop a link for it up there. There's also a link in the description box and in the comments below. It's just 20 Australian dollars, which is about 15 American dollars right now. It's an instant watch kind of thing. Please type your email address in very carefully, otherwise you're not going to receive it. The email might end up in your inbox, but it might as well. It might end up in your spam, your junk, or your promotions folder if you're on Gmail. Check in those places. In that email, you'll see a link to the crystal, to the flower, and to the shell. Click on that flower on a device where you can open PDFs. In that PDF, amongst other things, you will see a picture of a video. Now, when you click on that picture of a video, if it doesn't take you to a video right away, Try it on a different device and it will. So flowers, there you go. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to click like on this video down there. Leave a comment, even if it's just to say hello, because it helps me out with the YouTube algorithm. The algorithm gods. Click on that subscribe button along with that notification bell down there to hear more from me. I do 3 of these love picker card reads a week, and if you've got some ideas of what you want me to do the month, let me know in the comments below. I do a daily energy update for the collective as well every single day of the year, and I go live 3 times a week in my Psychic Cafe show where I give mini reads for donations. So if you've got a question for your higher self or you want an even more personal reading than this in the form of a mini before you commit to a full reading from me, come along to that show sometime. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 7 a.m. Bangkok time. You can find the next show laying in wait on my YouTube channel by clicking on the Be Healing thing that's down there, and you can click on set a reminder on that show as well to come along live. So thanks again for watching. If this is where you're leaving me, good luck with all of this, and if you're coming with me to the deeper dive, I'll see you in there very shortly. So if you chose this shell along with the Muse Tarot, then this one's for you. Let's do your full Celtic Cross love spread for you. Now, as always, shells, there's going to be a deeper dive and extended reading that goes with this, and in that I'm going to read outcome cards from this Celtic Cross spread. I will also be picking out cards from all of these romance decks as well to give you further clarity on that, getting possible timelines out for it as well if that's relevant to this reading. And so if you're interested in that, toward the end of this reading I'll be popping a link for it up there. You can also find a link for that in the description box and in the comments below as well. So let's get into it. Let's get your cards out. What is this reading all about for shells? What do you want to let shells know about their love lives? What is this reading all about? It's yet undecided, I think. There we go. Anything else? Yes. It's yet undecided, and then the moon comes out. Talking about putting burdens down here of the unknown. Of the mystery, of the stuff that's kind of being held back from you. This is the feeling of, I need to figure out whether this person is right for me. Are they the one for me? Are they my soulmate? Are they the twin flame? It's all so unknown. I can't figure it out. The burden is mine to carry to find this out. I need to find it out. I need that information. It's that kind of, but I can't figure it out. I can't figure it out. I can't seem to find that information. One reading will say this, but then I pick a card out and I get a no, and then this is the burden of trying to figure out whether someone, as if there's a right person for you in relationship, a twin flame, a soulmate, an actual person that is right for you to get into a relationship with, rather than a relationship is a relationship. It's an organic thing. It's something that we can go into, we can get it right or we can get it wrong. We've got unlimited options. We can always mess it up. It's a growing thing. It's something. It's not something that is either right and it was always going to be right, or wrong and it's always going to be wrong. We can do the right or wrong thing, and they can do the right or wrong thing in relationship. It's an organic growing thing. It's a journey. A relationship is a journey. It's not a, I need to figure out whether this is the right one, because the right one, if it's that whole kind of teaching is that if they're yours, and you're never going to get it wrong. Well, that's just not true. We can sabotage in millions of ways. We can get relationships wrong. Sometimes we can, and sometimes they will come back, and sometimes they won't come back. Sometimes it'll be irreparable. Sometimes we won't be able to get over those things. There is no right relationship for you. So if you have been trying to figure out, if you've been burdening yourself by trying to figure out who is right for you, this right one, and you're wondering, you're missing the point. Relationships are a thing to get into and to practice and to be on that journey with it and see if we can. Let's see if we can. That's the right way to think about it. This person, so you might be choosing a person based on feeling. So you have some feelings for it, some romantic attraction for them. You're feeling a bit of chemistry there. You've got some feelings for them, right? You're attracted to them. And then there also needs to be compatibility. So you get to know someone to see if you're even on the same page in a lot of things in life, especially things that are important to you, like your morals and stuff like that. So you get to know someone just to see if the compatibility is there, right? To see if this person is on the same page as you. There's also that whole what we want out of relationships as well. Does this person want a relationship? Are they in it kind of thing? Are we wanting the same things? Are you even going to be going in the same direction as far as relationship goes in life? You want the same things out of relationships? Are you looking for commitment? Are they looking for commitment? That kind of thing. So is it that relationship? Are you on the same page for relationships as well, so that you're more likely to head in the same direction in life? Because we could always grow apart. Even if you're doing all of these things, you could even also grow apart, but you might as well be getting rid of all of the ones that aren't this, that aren't compatible with you, that don't want the same things in relationship with you first, before you go on this journey of relationship. And then there's the actual being on the journey of a relationship. Is it someone who is putting as much effort into it? Are they invested in it and making the same amount of effort? And so you need all of those things together. This trying to decide if someone's right it's useless, and it will feel burdensome to you because it's useless. It's like saying, wow, I'm going to think about food now. It's like saying, is this the right meal for me though? I want to know if this is the right meal for me before I'll eat it. Well, a lot of meals will be the right food for you. Like there could be, there's not one be all and end up all meal for you. It's not the best example, but it's like that job. It's like a job. Is this, I don't want to be in this job, and I don't want anything from it. I don't want to even try until I know that this is the job for me for life. Well, there isn't, but you need to get into it, because a job, it's a thing. It's just something that you experience. It's not a be all and end all thing. And so I feel like this reading is saying, rather than have the burdens of trying to pick the right relationship, decide whether that person is the right one, which could have a few people around you, because if you're putting that energy of I'm trying to figure out who is the right one, you could have a lot of people around you and it'd be very confusing, because you're putting confused energy out there. I want to make a choice of someone before I've even tried it, before I've even tried a relationship with them, and see if they actually can, or if I can, or whatever, So what's hindering you in this? There's a lot hindering you in this. Just that perception. 9 of emotions, your wishes. What's hindering you in this is your wishes. So you have wishes and desires in relationship, and it feels to me like you're not fully advocating for them. And so you could have like a checklist. You could decide today to write a checklist of all the things that you want out of a relationship. What do you want a relationship for? Where are you headed? You need to get really clear on that. All of those things that I talked about before, you need to get clear on what it is that you want from a relationship, where you're headed, and all those kind of things, so that you can give someone that list and say, this is me. Are you a match to that? But you wouldn't do that. You'd actually ask them in normal conversation and glean it, because you don't want someone to pretend to be that. You don't want to give them all the information at once, because some people will pretend to be that. It depends on how much they want you for a short-term thing or not. The ones that will want you for a short-term thing, if you give them too much information too fast about that, they might pretend to be that just to be with you for a short-term thing. Anyway, you need to get clear on your wishes first, because this is holding you back. So you need to get really clear on what it is that you want, instead of just this feeling of, if I choose the right person, then I will just like join their life, and I might be a different kind of person, then my wishes might change because I really like them and what it is that they do and where they want to live and their wishes. So there's this feeling of you giving your wishes away because you're not clear on them first, and if you have clarity on your wishes, you're going to be dismissing more people based on whether they're actually a match to you or not. This reading is saying that you need to decide who's a match to you more clearly. You need to have more clarity on yourself and what it is you want from a relationship, and then you need to be choosing like that. The onus is on you. This feels like you're asking the universe, you're asking readings, you're asking the cards, you're asking pendulums, you're asking the crystals, you're asking every which way but yourself to decide. And this is putting it back on you, on your shoulders. It's putting the burden back on your shoulders, like this isn't as unknown as you think. You can decide, you can make good decisions for yourself. You wouldn't just go to any kind of a job, or like go to the newspaper, if that's how people still find jobs, and go, oh, this first one, I'll go for that one, that could be perfect for me. It's McDonald's, I don't know, I've got a degree in engineering and in IT. This could be the perfect one for me. I might really like it. You'd use your brain more than that, right? You would look at it and go, that isn't right for me. It's not using my skills. It's, you use your brain more than that. This is asking you to use your brain more than that based on your wishes, and get really clear on that. Don't be so fantastical about it, so fantasy about it, of that just someone incredible comes along and they've got so much going on in their lives that you're just going to join them on there and your wishes go into the background. That is not going to make you happy. Someone is going to love you properly, is going to love you and your wishes and the things that you want to do in life, and they're going to be on the same page as that, and you want them to do that because that's when you'll feel loved. If you're just going along with someone else and their wishes, if you're just doing that for them, then that's not going to be a satisfying relationship. It's going to be a satisfying relationship for them for a certain point in time, and then they'll get frustrated with you because there's nothing to love about you because you're not being on board with your own wishes. So just be careful about that. It just feel like you want to go on the ride of someone else's life here, rather than you deciding on a relationship yourself and whether someone is a match to that. You need to be more involved in this. It should be like an interview process, really. Think of it like that. How do things look on the surface of it? The Five of Emotions. Okay. Things on the surface of it, this is how it looks. Five of Emotions, of you kind of closing your heart down. So you're worried that by being too analytical about this, you're closing your heart down, you're not tapping into your heart. Your heart still needs to be there. It does need to be a heart choice too. You don't want to just choose someone that looks good on paper kind of thing. But that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about when you get attracted to someone, then going through this almost like interview process of getting to know them and asking all the right questions through knowing what your wishes are for relationships and for your life, to see if that is a mutual beneficial relationship that can last, that possibly can last with all of those elements in place. So this doesn't make you ice cold queen, heartless. I'm not talking about that. Of course that's important. It needs to have a romantic attraction there, sexual attraction, romantic attraction. Otherwise it's just a friendship. You don't want to get into a relationship with someone that's just a friend. Four of Voices, healing, and the Star, which is even more healing, but it's about your wishes. So there's something for you to heal here. Appears on the surface that there's something for you to heal here about. And it's about your wishes. It's about what you want, and that being important. You might have been dismissed by people before that it's not that important what you want. As long as you're just there to love your person, it's not important what yours, like your second place in a relationship, and that's not true. So yeah, you've got a bit going on the surface there, but that is on the surface, how things look at the surface. You're quite mixed up, aren't you, about how to choose a relationship and what's going on inside you, whether it's even okay for you to have wishes inside of a relationship, or whether it should just all be about them and you supporting them. But what is your role in a relationship? Do you want an equal relationship, or do you want a subservient kind of a relationship? What's really behind that is the Queen of Emotions. It's about what you think you deserve to receive, and it's based on your memories of the past. So Queen of Emotions is really behind that, and so this is about healing your heart so that you know that you deserve to receive more. Queen of Emotions is very loving and nurturing, but she deserves to be loved and nurtured too, right? She's not there just to provide this for everyone else. She's there to receive this from others too, to get that flow back and forth, to receive. Feminine is about receiving, right? Might not have done that yet. And Six of Emotions based on the past, so reminiscing on the past, perhaps when you were a girl here, because she just shone out to me there, of how you were treated, and maybe your desires and your wishes were put in second place to a brother or something like that, or to other family members. Perhaps your mother and her wishes were always second place to the father. Maybe the father thought, no, I'm earning the money, and so it's only my wishes that are important. It could have been about the money, but whatever experience you had, you've got a story coming in from the past that makes you dismiss your wishes here and not advocate for them as you should. This is why it's making it difficult for you to choose a relationship, and you're trying to choose it in a magical way. because it must be so confusing to you inside about how, if your wishes aren't even valid for relationships, how could you possibly choose a relationship? I get that. Yeah, how could you possibly choose a relationship? So you need to make your wishes valid first. What is the recent past energy? Yikes. You could be getting into any kind of a relationship, unsuitable relationship with this energy. Have you been, Shells? Let me know in the comments below. Is this making sense to you? Recent past energy. Chaos and conflict. I'm like, oh God, one of these again. Yeah, you could be getting into all kinds of random relationships with people that aren't right for you, because you're not choosing. You're not choosing them. You're not actively choosing them. It's like a menu in a restaurant. I'm hungry. A menu in a restaurant, and you just like blindly go, this is the right dish for me, and then like, oh, this stuff, I don't even like that. When it arrives, and if you're random about it like that, if you're not choosing what it is that you like, if you're not going down that menu, scrutinizing it and going, well, but I don't like pasta and I don't like these, but I do like these, I'm more likely to like that. I don't know what the finished dish is going to be like. I'm going to have to experience it, but I know based on the past of my likes and dislikes that I can pretty much discount maybe 3/4 of this menu and go for what lights me up more from the things that I've taken out of the mix, because they're not my wishes. It's not what I'd really like. That makes sense, right? So do that with relationships. Don't do the this one, because you're going to get random results, chaos and conflict. You'll be conflicted. It's not real choice. And then she's like, I haven't noticed this before, she's under mistletoe there. She's like, I don't want to kiss you. It's almost like, get your face away from me. You're not right for me. So you had someone that wasn't right for you. It's not a surprise. And incoming energy, near future. I always want to say recent future. Recent past and then near future. Near future. Near future energy is coming in for Shells. What have you got coming up next? Seven of Inspiration. There's a need to be more defensive. So more on the taking your time, taking your space, not letting people rush you. It's nice to be chosen, but you also need to choose too. So you need to be more defensive. So if someone is rushing ahead because they definitely choose you, it could just be that you'd be more open with the information. They've been asking more from you, and they could be choosing you, but it's still not a good reason to choose them. You need to be asking the questions of them. You need to be bolder with that. So there's a defensiveness here, a need to be more to slow things down, to not let yourself just be chosen by someone else and go along with that, and just defend your space and your wishes more, and take your time about it until you might need a checklist of all the things. Go back through everything that I've been saying that's important in a relationship and create a checklist. If you can't trust yourself not to get into this magical choosing, and make sure for each one of them that you meet, check that checklist off and make sure all the ingredients are there. What else is this reading about? It's about the Ten of Inspiration and the Moon, so it's about like the way that you're choosing, but what else is it about? It's about the Page of Voices. It's about scrutinizing the details, it's about paying a lot of attention. Sometimes the Page of Voices is about someone that's watching us as well. And so it could be that you're getting involved with people that are kind of showing you the way. The people that are scrutinizing you, asking you those questions, people that choose you, and you could be totally out of their league in that way, because if someone's choosing you, you're a good thing for them. They might not be a good thing for you. In fact, if they're the ones asking all the questions, if they're the ones scrutinizing you and looking at you, paying attention to what you've got to offer, and you're not doing that with them, then you are going to be attracting a lot of people who you're like a meal ticket for them. You are a step up for them. You've got a hell of a lot to offer. Of course someone's going to ask that. It's like saying you've won a free car. Do you want this Porsche or you want this Ford or something like that? You're going to take the best, right? Of course you're going to take the best. Some people have stars in their eyes with you. You've got a lot to offer, and they're seeing that. They're doing all of this that I've been talking about, interviewing you kind of thing, and they're like, yes, I choose Charles. and you're not realizing you need to do the same thing. You might be letting them in, those that have chosen you, because they're doing this process on you, and you're a good thing. What are your fears? What are your fears? So pay attention to the details is what this is saying. So scrutinize them. Interview process, you know. Less fanciful thinking, fantasizing about them, who they could be. Less imagining that they are this incredible person. What are your fears? You're scared of taking a risk. Yet you do seem to be taking a risk. It's very risky just to go into a relationship without finding out whether they're really going in the same direction. Because then you'll end up within a few weeks or a few months finding out that they're not, and then it'll be very disappointing that they don't match up to the fantasy. You've got to stop believing in the fantasy. Six of Inspiration, victory. Fearful of victory, being tied down to that. Hanged Muse, and then changing your mind afterwards. Yeah, because you change your mind afterwards. It's like, if you don't find it up front when you're getting into a relationship, this stuff, it is going to come out in the end. And when it comes out in the end, it's so disappointing, isn't it? And it can make you feel like that they've betrayed you, that they've led you up the garden path, but they didn't. They didn't lie to you. You didn't find out. You didn't find out in the first place. So it's not you changing your mind about them. If you had a fantasy about them and you didn't find out who they actually are and what they actually want, but you fantasize that they wanted the same thing as you, you're not changing your mind about them. You're changing to reality from fantasy, right? And so it feels very risky. It would feel very risky to you, yeah. So you're scared of taking a risk on someone. You want to know that they're your soulmate or twin flame first, as if there's a right thing. It's not a label like that. It's not a label that makes them the right thing. You need to choose whether they're the right thing by scrutinizing who they are, what it is that they want, all of that. You need to ask the questions. You need to be upfront about it. What are your hopes? Hopes. Shell's hopes. Oh, I've not eaten anything today. That's why I'm hungry. Just realised I went training this morning and I forgot. Okay. Nine of Voices, Page of Materials are your hopes. The Nine of Voices is anxiety. Now that's a strange card to have out in your homes. Page of Materials, not so much. That is more about someone offering you something tangible that's in line with your dreams. That makes total sense. But this, anxiety, why would you be hoping for the anxiety, the sleepless nights, that kind of thing? It feels to me like you've been hoping for a relationship to come in that's been confirmed by someone else, by magical thinking someone else, by a tarot card or a tarot reader or whatever. And then scarily getting into a relationship with someone that you don't know really, because you haven't found that out, if they're at least or could possibly be right for you, before you go then on the journey to having a relationship and then seeing if you both actually do that within a relationship. So you're hoping to meet someone that is confirmed magically that they are the one. So that then you go through this anxious time, because it will be anxious. Imagine like someone else coming along, like Big Brother, saying you're going to have a relationship with this person now because I tell you it's the right person. That is anxiety causing. You'll be very anxious in a relationship for it to work out, or to try and navigate it if you're not getting into a relationship with someone that's compatible with you in the first place, or that wants a relationship even. If you don't find out if someone wants commitment and stuff like that and you want commitment, if they just want short-term casual kind of thing, that's an anxiety-provoking relationship. If the things that are really important to you, or if you're a homebody and the family and stuff like that is important to you, and you go out and start having a relationship with someone that's not important to that, they don't want that at all, that is going to be anxiety provoking for you. So I feel like your relationships will have been anxiety provoking for you, but you want a relationship. So you wanted someone to offer you something, and then to get into this you are hoping to kind of, for someone to come along and for it to be right or deemed right by someone or something else, or have a signiest sign, the signiest sign possible for it to be right, so that you can get into this thing called relationship that causes a lot of anxiety within you because you want someone. Well, that's not the way to go about it, and I've already talked about that. So let's get your outcome cards out here. I think there's a lot of people that watch tarot readings that need to watch this. Hope you've all chosen shells and get to see this video, because there just seems to be so many people online watching tarot readings that have this energy. I'm picking it up a lot when I'm doing the general readings, and it's good that it's come out in such a clear way now in this reading. Oh, your outcome. Okay, you got 2 cards out here for the outcome. You've all got 2 cards. Crystal and the flower has got 2 cards for the outcome as well. Interesting cards. If you're interested in the big reveal of these cards and the other ones as well, to give you some more advice on all of this and more information, then you can get that deeper dive if you want to. I'll pop a link for it up there. There's also a link in the description box and in the comments below. It's 20 Australian dollars, which is about 15 American dollars right now. It's an instant watch kind of a thing. Type your email address in very carefully, otherwise you're not going to receive it, right? The email might end up in your inbox, but it might end up in your spam, your junk, or your promotions folder if you're on Gmail. Check in those places. In that email, you'll see a link to the crystal, to the flower, and to the shell. Click on that shell on a device where you can open PDFs. In that PDF, amongst other things, you'll see a picture of a video. When you click on the picture of a video, if it doesn't take you to a video straight away, then try it on a different device and it will. So there you go. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to click like on this video down there. Leave a comment as well. What are your thoughts about this? Have you fallen into these pitfalls? Let me know in the comments below, or just say hi, because it helps out my YouTube channel when you do that kind of thing. Helps the algorithms, gods. Click on the subscribe button along with that notification bell down there to hear more from me. I do 3 of these Love Picker card reads a week. If you've got any suggestions of what you want me to do them on, let me know in the comments below, and I can do that. I also do a daily energy update for the collective every single day of the year. Check that out on my YouTube channel. And I go live 3 times a week in my Psychic Cafe show, where I give mini reads for donations. Come along sometime. It's at 7 a.m. Bangkok time, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. You can Google when that is in your time zone, or you can just go to my channel page by clicking Be Healing down there. You'll see the next live show laying in wait. You can see when it is in your time zone there. You can even click on set a reminder to come along live. So there you go. If this is where you're leaving me, good luck with all of this. And if you're coming with me to the deeper dive, I'll see you in there very shortly.